Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I am here as Fab Daddy, Femisowole, and we have here today Fab Mummy.
My name is Abigail. Welcome.
Showole, I paid your bride price.
Showole.
So this is my wife, Abigail Showole. Yes. And today we will be talking about how we met, our dating experience, and the challenges we faced. Over to you, Fab Mummy.
Okay, before we move forward, we would like to appreciate every one of our subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching our videos. Please continue to do so. We need more of your likes. Share our videos with families and friends. God bless you. We met back in school. We attended the same university. So I think in our 200 level, or was it 100 level second semester? I don't know. I think 200 level. We met through a mutual friend. He just introduced us like, look at this guy. He's a very funny guy, blah, blah, blah. And they just kept talking. I was looking at them.
Very handsome.
And I was looking at them and, you know. So like, fast forward to 2 or 3 days after, I came out of my apartment to get something outside, and I just he just called me. I was like, we met some days ago. I was like, yeah. He said, do you live here? I was like, yes, I do. I was like, no, you can't live here, because that was the first time we'll be meeting, and his house was just right behind my house, just a fence demarcating us, and you can even, it's a see-through. So it was like, how come we've never met or we've never seen? And I was like, well, I'm a very gentle guy. I don't come out from school to church, back to my house. So from there, we exchanged contacts, and he told me he has been looking for someone living in my house, because we usually have lights. Like when there is no lights in other houses.
No, wait. We use the same light.
Yes.
Yes, you were just privileged to have a landlord that used to put on gen every night. It was just privileged, not as if you were the one buying the fuel or it was your gen.
But our landlord gives us lights, okay? After exchanging contacts, at times, not every day, he would come to my place to charge when there are issues with the light. I think that was how we just became friends. Okay, so what happened after then?
I think that gave more access. You know, because at the time I already had a friend in the house.
Yeah.
So there was always a place to go to, just behind. My house was just behind yours.
Yeah.
So I had a friend in the house. There was always a place to go to. I started coming over, I think once in a while. It wasn't very frequent at the time, but you know, just to play, chats and all of that. Then our friendship started to grow, that we were going to school together. At the time too, not every day, but whenever we had lectures together in the morning, we went to school together. Sometimes we came back home together. Sometimes we went to church together, you know. Then we started getting very, very close, but just on a plain friendship level. There was absolutely nothing attached.
Nothing attached.
Yes. Then at the time, I had a lot of female friends that I was very, very close to. I think is it fair to say that I was intimate with some? No, not that kind of intimacy, but I was very close with some. Why are you looking at me like that? I was very close to some. Yes, so that's just to define that our friendship was very plain. There was nothing attached.
Yeah.
There were times that I would go to visit some of my female friends. I would tell her that today I was with one person, tomorrow I'm going to see one person.
We'll go visit them together.
Yes. That happened a few times.
So from there, because we were together and I was an ESCO, we forgot to mention the fact that I was an executive in the fellowship. We attended same university and same fellowship too. And I was the head of a department in the fellowship. Okay, and as the head or as an ESCO, there are some things that are expected of you. There are some rules and regulations. Okay, so I'm sorry, we have our daughter here, so in case you hear some background noise.
Hey, madam, eh?
Okay. Sorry. Sorry, don't mind your dad. Sorry. All right. So people said, talking like, Bro Femi and Sister Abigail, what has light got to do with darkness?
Like I was the light and you were the darkness.
Yeah, that was a joke. But people started talking because he was like, these unserious people in the fellowship. Come on now. So, and I was a very serious person. Like, me and God were like
like this.
Okay, so I was a serious person, and definitely people will talk. People started talking that, but that àti sister kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? People should tell us, and we're just friends. Like, can't two people just, when you are, I don't know if that happened to you, like you're friends with someone and you just have a lot of things to talk about. Like, you encounter friendship in a place that you don't believe you can. You get what I'm saying? Our minds were playing, but that didn't stop people from talking. So there was a point that someone I looked up to in fellowship had to call me, to ask what was going on, and I was surprised, like, what do you mean what's going on? On that day, it was like I was on a hot seat. He just kept asking me, and I was like, this person is not my friend, or that we've never even talked about all that. That I was even telling him that I'm sure, like not 100% sure, but I'm like somehow sure that he's in a relationship or he has someone he wants to date. That it's not what they are thinking. Like, she told me to be careful, like, as an executive, I can't just be in a relationship with anybody. I cannot just, and it was annoying to me. Okay, so we went back home. I went back home and I had to, tell him that these people are beginning to talk. I think we should just, at that point, me, I don't like problem. I don't like wahala. So I just said maybe we should draw back or something. He was like, what? So you want people to tell you what to do, Abi? I think that was what he said. Yeah. People cannot tell you what to do now. So, okay, I saw reason in what he said, and we just continue that friendship. People will talk. You do good, they'll talk. You do bad, they'll talk.
All this that happened was partly or mostly due to the fact that I was a controversial person. And some of them, not a lot of them, but some of them knew about my past. And that past was very, rickety.
Very rugged past.
Yeah, so I was coming from a past that some of them knew about, and it wasn't very nice. So they saw a young lady who was very, very beautiful, very spiritual, very modest, moving with a good bad guy. A good bad guy.
Good looking bad guy.
Yeah, so they didn't want me to influence her negatively. So I understood the fact that they were trying to protect her. But it was also unfair to me because they knew about the past, not the present. And I was being judged by the past. And at the time, the reason why it even sounded somehow to me when she told me about all of that was I was looking at some of our fellowship sisters to be in a relationship with them. Like I said, I had a lot of female friends. And some of them I wanted to be in a relationship. I liked.
No. How can you be in some?
And like I was looking at options. I think that's a better way to put it. I wanted to be in a relationship with one of them, but I was looking at options because they were also my very good friends. They were also very, very good spiritual and modest ladies. So my attention wasn't on her at the time. My attention was on the options that I already had, even before we became friends, before we became close. So all that, it didn't bother me. So when she told me, I just told her that people can't dictate to you she likes to avoid trouble. I like to draw in trouble.
I'm not confrontational.
I'm confrontational. Yes. People saw me as someone who was controversial. I like trouble. I like when, we have people that they send. Anything you want to do it. It's not my business.
Yeah.
I don't care about what people say. I don't care about what people think about me. I used to be that kind of person. Am I still that kind of person?
Yes.
Yeah, somehow. Still that kind of person. So it did not bother me at all. But I was still concerned about her because I didn't want people to start talking nonsense about her, At the time, I wasn't very spiritual. I wasn't as spiritual as her, but I was spiritual at the time. I was spiritual too. So I started praying.
When we say spiritual, we mean like relationship with God.
Yes, relationship with God. So I was praying about going into a relationship, who I was to go into a relationship with, to avoid any kind of mistakes. And as much as I had, it had nothing to do with the people, the options that I had. I'm sorry if it sounds degrading to call these ladies options. It is just for explanation's sake. They are not just options. They are human beings. They are virtuous and very amazing ladies. They are my friends. Till date, they are still all my friends. We are very good friends. So I'm just calling them options for explanation's sake. It's not as if they are just mere options.
Yeah.
You get, just for explanation's sake. So the things I heard from God I think at the time it even had nothing to do with relationship. It had nothing to do with these friends of mine that I was looking up to or that I was considering being in a relationship with. But still, I kept praying. Then it came to a time when, and I think at that time, our friendship was already over a year. We were already friends for more than a year. And for that duration, we were just platonic friends, very, very good friends. We talked about a lot of things, about life, about
family.
Once in a while, academics. I wasn't really particular about academics at the time. But about family, about anything. So, my attention began to shift. And it was gradual. My attention began to shift from my female friends towards her. Wait.
I didn't say anything.
You are saying a lot in your head, and I can hear everything. My attention began to shift towards her. It just felt like what you are looking for or what you need is just beside your house.
I mean,
you are
going too far.
I think of all my female friends, the closest was still about 15 minutes walk. It was still about 15 minutes walk to her house. And her house was just beside my house. It didn't even take 2 minutes to come out of my house and enter her house. So it just felt like
Sokoto.
So what I was looking for was just beside my house, and I was just looking around. So the attention began to shift. Then the prayer began to be more focused. And for me at the time, I think even up till now, the way I pray is usually very, very funny and sometimes dramatic. So I am always very plain when I pray that, God, it seems I'm already having feelings towards this person. It seems the attraction is strong. I mean, of course, your daughter is beautiful, she's tall. And see, even funny enough, naturally, we human beings, we already have the picture of the kind of person we want to marry. For women, averagely, tall, dark and handsome, good job, good pay and all of that. For the guys too, nice curves, nice all of that. We have an idea of what we want in our head. So funny enough, this this beautiful lady right here, she ticked all the boxes.
I thought you wanted to say I did not tick.
She ticked all the boxes. So all my female friends, some of them would tick, some, not all. There was just always something left out. Felt like the chemistry wasn't enough, weren't vibing, this and that.
So I ticked all.
All the boxes. The first the first point of attraction for me is the height. I have always loved tall ladies, with just very few exceptions. With just very few exceptions, I've always loved tall ladies. So just to cut all the story, she fits into all the boxes. You know, so I began to see her in a different light. Like, okay. So the relationship for me began to get interesting at the time. Our relationship had always been interesting. Our friendship had always been interesting. But, you know, it took a different turn when
when your eyes
when your eyes open. when feelings started entering, you know, all those attractions, all those things you didn't notice.
Yeah.
And I looked as if I just started to notice them. I was
a really good. I am a really good cook.
Yes, you have always been a good cook. Always. You know?
Because this guy, he comes with the excuse that he wants to charge, and he will eat almost every day. Sometimes we even buy what we need to cook and we'll cook together.
I know. It was always to charge. You know, I don't really like food.
And food.
But you are a good person. You are a good person. You are still a good person.
You have to help him.
Yes. And because she was an usher, and because she was an usher in church, you know, whenever the service was going on, she would walk around, you know. So instead of
I'm not listening to you.
Instead of concentrating on the pastor, no, I was always still concentrating on who was handling the program. But you know, attention man soon like you know, she would just walk around as if she's doing your own
excuse me,
as if you are an official duty.
I have a lot on my mind.
You now walk to the area that I am. Out of about maybe 1,000 people in the fellowship, you shall marry me.
Why would
Is that area that I'm sitting? That's where you will come. You now go to the usher standing. You didn't say anything. No? God said one thing. You now walk again. Me too, I'll now be looking at you.
A liar.
You know, so the relationship took a different turn, and it was very, very interesting. But at the time too, I still did not say anything.
Yeah. Because
I like to be very, very decisive. But before I make decisions, whether important or not important, I love to take my time. I love to take my time. And I understood at the time, even if we were still growing in faith, you know, I understood at the time that you need time. Especially when it concerns relationship, you need time. When God has spoken to you and you heard God clearly, you still need time.
Yes.
To sort out a lot of things in your head, to sort out a lot. At times, you will now discover that God did not even say anything. So it was just your feelings that was speaking. So I took a lot of time. Even when I started having feelings for her, I did not say anything. You know, I prayed, I thought, I watched, I looked, I observed, I did a lot of things.
Watch and pray.
I still did not say anything. But I was sure of the things God told me. It was very, very important for me that God said something. I'm not the one to say that God did not say anything, so maybe that means go ahead or no. I was sure of what God told me. And those were part of the things I held on to. Apart from the fact that we had very good chemistry, we were very good friends, you know, everything seemed very good at the time. I still had to be sure of what God told me in person. Before I would even ask her if God had spoken to her about anything, before asking her out, it was very, very important for me that I knew where I was coming from and I knew my stand. Kilo Nwambi by. With her in the show. Yeah, so here we have Fab Baby. Fab Baby, say hi to the camera.
Yeah, my first say hello.
Fab Baby.
Say hello. Say hello.
Yes. That's it. Yeah, so that's Fab Baby.
Yeah, go and watch Kokom. Because of the structure of fellowship, if you're a worker, you have to, you know, tell someone before you ask any lady out, you know, just in case another brother has gone before you, so there will not be confusion or something. It was just like a rule back then that you need to tell your head.
Yeah, so I had to meet with the president, you know, to let him know my intentions, and I didn't even do that for me. I did that for her, because at the time I wasn't an executive.
No,
she was. Even as a worker, I wouldn't have waiting concerning. I wouldn't have done any of that. But she was an ESCO in the fellowship, and also I had to protect her in a way. So I met with the fellowship president to tell him that I was looking to have a relationship with her, you know. I just explained how I felt, how I prayed, and the things God told me. And surprisingly, or shockingly, well, I wasn't too surprised. What he told me was, the only statement I can remember clearly is, we only know the beginning of a thing. We don't know the end. Everything he said after that statement came with negativity. You know, like because still at the time, she was a very good person. Of course, it was obvious to everybody she was very good. You know, she was growing in faith. She was a young lady. And me, coming from the world, I just came to snatch the daughter of Zion, you know, into the world.
Daughter of Zion.
Daughter of Zion, yes. So I just came to snatch the daughter of Zion to go into the world. You know, it still seemed like I was a bad boy, plainly. It didn't matter if I was a worker. It didn't matter if I was a drama minister. It didn't matter if, you know, I already did workers in training. I was coming to church frequently. You know, it didn't matter. Nothing else mattered. What mattered was just that a bad boy was coming to take a good girl. And
another thing I think pushed that was we had like a little problem in school. They were at my place. He and a friend of mine, they were at my place one night, and okay, we lock our gates by night. The landlord himself locks the gates. Okay, so that night we were gisting and, you know, talking, and we just forgot about the time. By the time they went outside, the gate was already locked, right? So we called the landlord's son and we told him, and he was like, Daddy has locked the gates. There was nothing he could do about it. So yeah. So
no, I think we should even put it that we already made it a custom that when it was around 7, they would put on the gen. And we rarely had light. So we always went there every day to charge 7 to 9. And we always made sure that we leave before 9. Yeah. So that day I was there, BC was there, that's our mutual friend, we were together. And I can't remember if we were watching a movie or we were gisting or something. We shall go carried away. When we were set to leave, it was already past 9. We got out to find out that the landlord already locked the gate and he already went in to sleep. So there was no way we could leave. We tried even knocking outside so that someone would come out. Nobody came. We went to knock the door to call one of his children, who was our friend at the time. And he said there was nothing he could do. Daddy already locked the gates. The key was always with him and all of that. So there was nothing we could do. We stayed outside the house for a few minutes. Then we saw one of the executives. Should you say senior escorts? We saw one of the executives walking past the house. And he also stayed around the area. And I called him. I was the one that called him. Sir, one thing. We went to meet him. And we explained the situation to him.
Yeah.
He saw her, he saw me, and he saw BC. And we told him, we had to stay there. There was nothing else we could do. He said, all right, no problem. He went to his house. When we would hear the report, the report, it sounded as if I was going there to sleep. Nothing about I went there to charge. Nothing about the landlord locked the gate. Nothing about BC's presence.
Or like he has even been sleeping there.
Like I'd been sleeping there. Or like it was, you know, it just sounded to me, it sounded very, very ridiculous. Like, but I explained. It's not as if, he didn't ask me, we explained. And he saw the three of us. But the report was that I was going there to sleep or one thing. So it sounded very, very corny, very fishy, and very, very ridiculous. And the blowback was on her.
Yeah.
Because she was the executive and I was the sinner.
Okay, so after that issue happened, the president called me one day and he just said, you know, attacking me, saying all these negative things I'll never even think of. Like, a brother came to your house. I was trying to explain. I was trying to defend myself, but it didn't work. So at that point, as a very soft-hearted person, I just started crying, you know. And it was really painful to me. Like, he didn't listen to my points at all. So the sisters coordinator got to know, and she said she was going to deal with all that. But okay, so moving forward to the acting out part.
Yes.
He asked me out when we went for my grandma's burial. How can you ask me out and she party?
I have to take the chance now. Wait, the asking out, I had already prepared my speech. I had already done rehearsal. In fact, I was supposed to ask you out before that day. But I think it was just once that, it was so funny that me, Hot FM, very experienced, I was so skillful in talking to ladies, I'd had enough experiences asking ladies out, but it now became difficult to talk that day. Like, the speech was already on ground, just say it. Like, I didn't have the courage that day, so to say. It's not as if maybe you were scaring me. But I just, when you're in love, you just find some things difficult,
So I invited him for my grandma's burial, he and BC, but BC couldn't make it. So he came, he bought a shrebi, and we were walking down to the reception when he asked me out. My
beautiful speech.
Okay, but he said a lot, and I told him I was going to think about it. Okay, so back to school after the event, I needed to tell someone what happened, because it was like, is this guy sure? Because it was shocking to me, because he had a lot of other female friends that I felt were better, and they've been together longer than even both of us, and I felt like, if this other person, yes, she will die, maybe she will faint. Okay, so I had to tell someone. I called my sister and I explained everything to her, and that was another shocker. She just, she just attacked me again with another round of negativity, like, because she also knows about his past. I don't know. I think she interviewed you for workers.
Yeah, when I did workers in training, she was the one that interviewed me, and she asked me some questions to which I answered truthfully. I wasn't 100% truthful. I downplayed it.
How many girlfriends do you have?
Yeah, questions like how many girlfriends do you have? I think I said maybe like 5 or 6, and I downplayed it. Have you had sex before? I said yes. I downplayed that one too. I knew if I had told her the full extent, they would have sent me out of the church. So I answered truthfully, but I downplayed most of the answers. So that already gave her an impression that I was or maybe I used to be a bad boy, or I had a rough past, but she already had an impression about me.
Okay, so her impression, it really, what she told me that day really made me confused. I was just confused, combined with church, fellowship, president. What will people say? Like, they already have something about us. So if we now even start dating officially, something will happen. So I was really confused. I just had to go to God in prayer. Like, I'm going to do whatever God asked me to do. And truthfully, honestly, I was at peace with it. It ticked all my boxes. He was a very good guy to me. Everyone has a past now. We shouldn't judge people based on their past. So, after about 3 months, yeah.
You see the way you just summarized the 3 months, as if the 3 months is like 5 minutes. You delayed me.
How did I delay you?
Wait, I understood the fact that you have to
settle it in my spirit.
I understood.
To be very sure.
Yes, I understood.
3 months is even small. People go 1 year, 2 years.
I understood the fact that you have to pray, you have to be sure, you have to take your time. I understood the fact. But to me, before the 3 months, I felt you already knew what you wanted.
Yes,
but it was just the concern. I
can't just jump into it.
It's not jumping.
That.
You will walk into it. The concern was about the fellowship and all the negativity and all of that. And I remember there was one time I told you that I will not wait for you.
Yes.
I won't wait. If you take too much time, I won't wait.
But I cannot. You don't understand this thing. I cannot say because I am sure now. I need to settle it in my spirit so that when they are asking me later, I can stand my ground and say, yes, I am sure this is the man God has for me. I just wanted to be sure. And when I was sure, we talked about it and we started the relationship proper.
Bro, you were sure earlier. That's what I'm telling you. That time, the ESCOs, they said that The fellowship, remember, they said once you're an ESCO, you cannot be in a relationship. I remember that was part of it. When you're an ESCO, you cannot. Like, it's a rule. You cannot be in a relationship. If you were not in a relationship before the ESCO-ship, then you cannot be in a relationship until after the ESCO-ship. Then I was telling you that was your first term as an ESCO. What if, okay, we say we want to wait till the end of the term, they now re-elect you. I remember saying that I can't paint my life because you ESCO, you will chop ESCO and you will leave the ESCO. You will chop the ESCO and you will leave the ESCO. You will now pick up from where you were supposed to. No, I wouldn't wait for 1 year, 2 years because of ESCO.
I didn't plan to make you wait that long.
It was part of what you were considering.
Oh, yeah,
I counted, you just counted 3 months. Me, I counted in days, 100 days. So you 3 months, so it was exactly 100 days. How will you make me wait for 100 days?
Is that too long?
It's long, bro.
Ask people. People wait as
come up on there. Ever know them do 100 days.
Can we move forward?
Oh yeah, continue.
Sorry now.
You know she be no man. You know she be. Oh yeah, continue.
All right. So we said the relationship proper, and of course we're already expecting things to happen, and things did happen. Like some people wanted to faint. Should I put that? Yes. Some people wanted to faint, and people were even carrying our matter on their head, even more than we are. So I was like, leave it. Maybe it's cool. I think because nothing will happen. Even my sister was like, are you sure? Well,
she didn't say it like that. Why you don't play it down?
Am I supposed to say everything? I can't remember most of what she said.
Me, I remember.
Oh yeah, what did she say?
Don't let us say it because she's already my in-law. Don't let us say it. But she was against. It was obvious she was against the relationship.
Yes.
Because of me, like I wasn't good enough for her sister.
And she didn't want us to, make the mistake of eating the
forbidden fruit. Because me. You already understand.
Yes.
From where I was coming from,
So she was always hammering that on my head.
Sister, I will not come from inside the bush and just come and,
inside the bush.
I come and do her sister bashu. And she didn't want that. She didn't want that, And I thought that she was protecting her sister, but it was unfair to me. Brother, you can't leave me now. So I think she would always mention. Anytime I came around, she would ask questions like, hope he didn't touch you, Abi, hope you guys didn't do anything. And now she would ask, some very, very funny questions.
No, not like that. Not like directly like that, but indirectly.
Indirectly, but that's where she was going to, like, hope he didn't touch you. Hope he didn't try to do anything. Hope he didn't hold your clothes.
Oh, no, Jerry.
Yeah, hold that.
Okay. So, dating, of course, there were a lot of challenges. I mean, to even downplay it, some were painful. Like people didn't really believe that we would even stay long in the relationship.
Yes.
I mean,
it didn't just stay in their belief. Some said it.
Yes.
They told themselves. It was not like our gist that and he's playing now. Some of my friends told me eventually when we got married. That, I even saw comments like, so these people eventually married.
Eventually married.
Because the belief was that Babalawo, that Otefen was just playing and that, he should be, the Otefen that we know, is playing this song.
Okay, so that's just we just played it down, and we faced a lot, but we had to encourage each other, help each other. There are even times that we want to give up, relationships comes with. It was when I started dating this guy. Now knew some things about him. They wanted to kill me about time. I remember time then. Okay, we'll fix time to go to school maybe by 8. I must not be 1 minute late.
No.
Why? Something can happen. But I mean, jacking father don't know what I mean now.
Tó bá ti tètè kúrò létí bàtà ẹ bá já, there will still be time to cover up for that.
It was too much, At the point I was like, shey this guy will not be going to his father's house. He should not kill me. So we said, even things we didn't know after years of friendship became glaring. you
and
know.
we can't know everything. Even now that we are married,
Yes,
we still get to discover some things.
Some
The thing
things.
is just that the switch or the move from being friends to being in a relationship gave us an avenue to learn more about ourselves. Some things that we didn't know, started to learn more. Some
Yeah.
things that we didn't amplify, that were
Some
just
things we
dancing
didn't
around the
talk
surface, that we didn't
about,
talk about, you know. Because we're already on a different level. We had to talk about them. We had to discover new things and work on ourselves.
And the friendship really helped.
A lot. If not for the friendship, we wouldn't have even gotten married.
Yes.
I think the foundation of friendship that we had was everything. It was everything.
Because when we started, we did not think of going into a relationship. So we were playing to each other, and it really helped, even up to.
There was no platform to pretend or to disguise or anything. Because we were just playing friends, we knew that at the time we didn't have any intention of being in a relationship. So our friendship was very plain and very open.
Yeah.
Very, very open.
So I think that summarizes all.
Yes, we left out some details, but you know, we just had to summarize everything.
So for our advice, what do you advise people in, especially for people in fellowships, you know, starting young? I think it's good to start early. You know.
Yes, to start early.
Start early, and then you have to be very sure of yourself. Don't make any decision based on only the feelings, okay? You have to be sure of yourself, sure of what God is telling you, sure of the person you want to be with, because that matters most. Anyone that says anything, they are just talking, they can't be in the relationship with you. People can advise you. I mean, it's good for you to listen to advice, for you to tell people that are older than you, older in faith and in experience, okay? But at the end of the day, it just boils down to you and what you want for yourself. Okay.
And I think it is also important to mention that learn to take your time. Don't rush when you want to make important and crucial decisions like this.
But you were rushing me.
I wasn't rushing you now. You just delayed me unnecessarily. If I didn't have an idea that if I didn't see, there were times we would talk about we having revelations. God told us this. God told us that. Even without telling you what God has told me, God will be telling you the same thing.
Yes.
And we even had confirmation from outsiders.
So
it was because of the feeling that was the negativity and what people were saying that was confusing you. That was why it seemed as if I was rushing. I wasn't rushing you. I wasn't.
But that time helped me to build my confidence.
Yes. Correct. Then also, please, I want to beg you, especially our church and fellowship leaders, don't look down on anybody. Don't look down on anybody. We've seen and we've heard stories of even spiritual people, even presidents, even pastors. They will be in relationships. Obviously, they will tell you that God told them. God gave them the go ahead, and eventually they will break up. The relationship won't be successful.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee that any relationship will be successful. Don't look down on anybody. That one person seems spiritual to you, one person seems worldly to you, or carnal, or however you want to put it. Don't look down on anybody. It affects people a lot. Don't even make decisions for people. Of course, you are free to give advice. You are free to direct, to pray along. But you can't enforce your will or your decision on people simply because they are your followers or mentees, or they are under you in some form. You can't impose your will on people. Don't look down on anybody. It is also important to mention that even if you and your partner are best of friends, even if God has come down himself to tell you that this is the person you will marry, there's no guarantee that relationship will be successful. That is not enough to guarantee that relationship will be successful. Relationship takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot of commitment, a lot of unlearning, a lot of relearning. You need to put in a lot of work. So that God has told you this is the person you marry is no guarantee that relationship will be successful. Yes, I think it is important that I mentioned that.
Yes.
Any other thing?
No, I think that's all.
So, plan well, pray well, love well, and I hope everything works out for you.
And marry your friend.
Yeah, marry your friend. Very, very important. So with this,
Right.
we have come to the end of today's show. Or should I say, with these well laid down points of ours, we hope we have been able to convince you and not to confuse you that... So thanks so much for watching our video today. Please let me also mention, if you are new on this page, please kindly subscribe, like, comment, and share so that other people can see this content.
Share with your friends.
For all of our friends that have subscribed already, thank you so much for subscribing. Please
We
also
love
like,
you.
comment, and share. If there's any kind of experience you want us to know about, or if you knew about our story and there's anything you want to point out, please put it down in the comment section.
Yeah.
We'll be right there with you. Thank you so much, and until next time,
Bye.
it go be.